Anika Moore told me one time, like, if your stories are really boring, just like make them up. I remember that clearly because that was the time when I decided that this music thing was definitely for me. I was in Sheila Rock. I think it was like Bob Marley's birthday Waitangi gig in New Brighton, and we got asked to play, and I think we did something like 10 minutes, or maybe even less. We literally did like 3 songs. We only had 3 songs. Afterwards, we got given $300 like in cash and 20s, and I just remember being like flicking through that as a teenager and just being like, are you kidding? Like, I would have done that for free. I will do this forever, as long as I can. Our first pet was family dog. Her name was Capo. She used to be owned by a farmer who I think was really mean to her. And he was like this Pākehā farmer guy. And so in our family, I think she associated like brown people with love and Pākehā people with like fear, and so anytime a Pākehā person would come and knock on our door, she would like go ballistic. Yeah, she was racist. She was a racist dog. Oh yeah, I miss that dog. I loved her. I do remember the first fashion trend that I was made to follow. My mum was a real fashionista. She was like very on trend and very hip. She made us hammer pants for a dance routine, which I remember really clearly. I think they were like island designs each side. Remember the hammer pants like came right down in the crotch. And one side was like neon orange and the other side was neon green. And we were like the coolest thing out ever. And she hand sewed them herself with a whole group of friends like at our house. Yeah, hammer pants.
We called them poo catchers.
Yeah, all poo catchers, yeah. Well, yeah. First time I left New Zealand, I think, was to rebury my granddad in Samoa. It must have been like 95. They had to move around the graves because in Samoa we bury our people on our land, like right outside the front of the house. So they had to move my auntie from one location to rebury her over to another location so we could move my granddad. And my aunties got really old school and they brought up all of her bones and washed them and started like taking her rings and getting her bones and rubbing them against their arthritis in their elbows and stuff, like saying in Samoan like, heal me auntie. And it was like, wow, it was a real shock. A full-blown culture shock. It was basically frying cornflakes with butter and then adding sugar on top, and then you put them like chips after they cooled down into a bread bag, and then you'd eat them at school. Oh.